We are here with
Damian Fowler, Joker from Gatormaille.
now, sir. How did you come up with this concept?
So about 3.5 years ago, a buddy of mine was hanging out at the field, and I said he actually had something very similar on his mask, and I said, "Hey, where can I get one of those?" He goes, "They don't make them anymore. The guy made a couple for our team, and then he stopped making them." And I called up a buddy of mine and who does chainmail, and I said, "Hey, I need something like this. I need it lightweight. I need it flexible. What can you do?" He goes, "Give me a couple days." And about a week and a half later, he comes over to my house and he shows me that purple and green one that happens to be right out in the front of the booth. That's the very first Gatormaille ever made. It was mine. I wore it to an event in March of that year, 2020. And in April of 2020, a field owner I know asked for one. We made him one. He wore it to a game in Florida, and we have been nonstop to the wall ever since.
Production ever since. Now, what's it like wearing one?
They're lightweight. They're extremely comfortable. 99% of the time, you don't even realize you have it on your mask. Any mask it fits on, it goes. ASTM actually approved this because there's no modification to the mask to attach it. Flexible, no matter what the weather. I've played in 2-degree weather in New York. No issues whatsoever with flexibility. It will catch paintballs. It will catch first strikes, which is one of the biggest appeals. When we first did this, I literally had people shooting paintballs at me 350 feet per second at 25 foot away and was not getting any welts, black and blue marks, which is what I wanted to make sure before I may even ever put it on anybody else's mask. And now, almost 4 years later, we're over 4,000 products across the world. We have stuff in Germany, Poland, Sweden, the UK, Mexico, Canada. We have stuff everywhere, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing. We have currently about 40 teams that we sponsor. Our sponsorship levels are very minimal because we're a small business. You buy minimum of 5 products, you get a little bit of discount off the product. All we ask in return is the teams tell the people, ask about them, where they got them from, and how to get a hold of us.
Good way to get sponsored if you guys are looking for sponsorship out there or support a good business. Now, I see here we have some other stuff that we do. What do we have here? We got headbands.
So, yeah, 2 of our really good friends, Luke Killaby, he does custom homemade headbands. We travel to a lot of games. He's a really good friend of ours, so we resell his product for him. And also the Angry Gremlin line, which is 3D from the Nomads. We take his product around with us as well and help him get his business going as well, since he's been there with us from the beginning. And then we have our own branded headbands, head wraps, microfibers, tech mats, things along those lines as well, because there's a demand for it and people are constantly asking for stuff like that.
Is there any product you're like eyeing up, like thinking you might put into production for yourself, anything like that? On the back burner?
There's some different things that we've been floating around. We do have a tank cover that we've been working on. So we do have a working prototype in place, and we've started to collect some orders for them. People keep seeing them out in public. With our one team member, Jacob, he runs his constantly, and everybody sees it, loves it. It doesn't have any like slip to the tank or anything like that. Protects the tank, and you can still see your expiration date, things along those lines, so you don't have to pull your tank cover off when they're checking hydro dates and what have you. So the downfall with that is we started to find out that every tank is a little bit different in size. An HK68 is actually fatter in diameter than a Ninja 68, so we tried the Ninja 68 on it, and it wouldn't fit. So it's weird because unless I have the tank at my house, I can't build it to fit, and then it won't fit right. So I've been telling people, hey, if you have expired tanks, you're just going to chalk them away. Reach out to me, let me know what they are, because if I need them, I'll pay you to have them shipped to me because we can use it as a build. That way people don't have to give me their tanks, So we do that. We do head wraps, which is this product here. We debuted this about 2.5 years ago at Fulda Gap. And my buddy wore his, and a referee was standing about 10 feet from us. My buddy took 5 first strikes to the head and never flinched. And the ref finally came over and said, "Bud, you were hitting the head, you're out." And my buddy's like, "Oh, dude, I would have called back." He goes, "The first one hit you and you never moved." He goes, and then 4 more come in, and he goes, "You never moved." He goes, "I just wanted to come over and let you know that you were hit." He goes, "Because you weren't feeling it." So it reduces that giant lump on your head. It reduces the blood and everything else.
Head impact in paintball is an underrated conversation and topic that I think eventually as a sport we should have more of a conversation about to make sure people are safe and coming into the sport and later on in their lives and things like that.
We sell a ton of these, and about 50% of them are getting sold to referees because the referees are out there and these guys have no way to protect themselves. So we all of our referees, all of our media people that come to events, if you're interested in one of our products, reach out to me. You guys get a discount. We want to make sure you guys are taken care of because you guys are putting your neck on the line to make us A, look good, and B, keep us safe. So head wraps, loincloths for some of the refs. They like those. The photographers really like those. Our battle boots. This Candace, who is with the Nomads, she got her very first ever sports bra, and the impact reduction is immense when having this on. It's still, once again, lightweight. The people that want these, they send us their sports bra because every woman's built different. We build it custom to their sports bra and then send it back to them. It reduces impact by about 60%. Once again, decreases black and blue marks in the center.
Well, it's another. I remember reading an article back in the day about this topic specifically in a paintball magazine. It is a big interest in women. You need to protect yourself out there because you could end up with some issues down the line.
I've even had a couple of gentlemen who like to run gauntlets and things like that purchase them because they're up running during final battles, hitting slapsticks, and they're getting beat up, and they're like, "Can we get one of those to try it out?" I'm sure. I'm not going to tell them no, and they like it. So those are our big things: the neck protectors, the loincloths, the head wraps, the battle boobs. Those are our big ones that we got going, and it keeps us busy.
It's not just a niche company for people who just think you're doing the one thing. There's a whole catalog to look at, and it's ever expanding. So always take a look at their stuff. Now, you recently started doing events.
That is correct. So 2 years ago was we threw our hat in the ring. We threw a one-day event at GRC Paintball up in Angelica, New York.
Love it. Big fan. I've been there a couple times.
We based it.
Field.
Yeah, it's and Rob and Glenn, who now have, of course, sold the field to OXC, Brian Barno. They gave us the chance. We had got to know them, and they were like, "Yeah, Joker, let's throw a game." And we threw a one-day event based off the old console shooter game, Area 51.
Yep, I love that one. I remember.
The aliens versus everybody else. And we threw it, and we brought everybody in, and we handed everybody index cards, and we said, "Hey, before you leave the event, can you please fill us out? Tell us where we can do better for you as a player. What you think it needs." And we get a little bit of stuff, like all your normal stuff. The reffing could have been a little better, paint could have a little stuff that we, not really in our control 100%. But what we saw was like 80% of the people were like, "You need to make this a 2-day event." So last year we did it as a 2-day event. We went from 150 people to 225 people. This year coming, our event, Area 53, is going to be up at OX Western New York, formerly GRC.
Yes.
It's going to be June 1st and 2nd. We are working on getting, our goal is to hit 300. We got some big name teams coming, Nomads, Guru and his guys, Mutants, are going to try to come out as well. So we're trying to get some big teams in there. We got Cleveland Iron League that's generaling the one side. Our other general side we haven't confirmed yet. But these guys they come hard and they play hard. Cleveland Iron League and the Alien side are 2-0. They won the first two. So that's what we're looking to get going.
Yep.
But that's our big game that we run every year. We do a couple smaller games. We have a predominantly speedball-oriented field down in Pittsburgh called Pittsburgh Paintball Park.
Yep.
And they have 5 other fields other than their speedball field. And I know the owner, and he said, "Hey, would you mind coming down and throwing a game where I can get some newbie players who've never played scenario type ball, but something for experienced players?" So I started running I ran a game, and it was 40 minutes of gameplay, 20 minutes of, take a drink. And we ran these missions throughout the day, lunch break, and then a final battle. And it's been an awesome return. We're averaging, 180, 200 people for each one of these games. And the younger people who've never played and the experienced people are like, "Dude, this is awesome." So I keep getting really good draws. So we do 2 games a year down there. And on the 22nd of October, we're doing our first game at Pentagon Paintball up in Erie, PA. And that game is, once again, it's a little bit outside the box. Most people do good guys versus bad guys. It's Halloween time. We're doing the Kings of True Crime. We're doing Al Capone versus John Wayne Gacy. So it's the Battle of Chicago, and it's serial killers versus the mafia. And it's going to be something completely different. And, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. We're going to have some really cool missions. There's going to be a mercenary group that, the mafia family or the serial killers can pay off to come fight for their side. Things like that. We try to just keep, things kind of cool and interesting. So every skill level has something to do. Mag fed, round ball, speedballers, so there's firefights, there's anything you could possibly imagine. And then our big calling card is our final battle, because we do true hardcore Ironman final battle.
Wow.
If they can take the punishment to walk up to that slapstick and turn it, keep going.
In my younger years, I could have, but
not me. Nah, it's too painful for me. But but we got out there and we started trying it, and everybody's coming off doing after our final battles like, dude, that was the greatest final battle ever.
And what name do you do these productions under?
Gatormaille Productions. Yep, it's all part of the same company.
Who's the best place to check out Gatormaille Productions?
So right now, the best place to do Gatormaille is on our Instagram page or on our Facebook page. So just under Gatormaille. We will be hopefully in the springtime getting our website up. We ran the GoDaddy site and it got all messed up. We're trying to upload pictures. So I have somebody that's actually in school right now to do web design. So we're going to have an actual real website and e-commerce on our website, so people can order stuff directly from the website as opposed to either at events or emailing or messaging me directly, which is right now the best way to do it.
Thank you, sir, for the interview.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good one.